I was replacing the seal on our bathroom faucet when Linda walked in holding the test. Her hands were shaking, but she was smiling, a careful smile, the kind you wear when you're not sure how the other person will react. "Christopher," she said, "I'm pregnant." I set down the wrench. My knees were stiff from kneeling on the tile, so I stood slowly. I was 52 years old. Linda was 47. We'd been married for 23 years. "That's not possible," I said. She kept smiling, but something changed in her eyes. "I had a vasectomy 3 years ago." The smile disappeared. She set the test on the counter between us. 2 pink lines. "Maybe it failed," she said. "Hello, friends. Thanks for joining us at True Experience. If this story resonates with you, please hit that like button and subscribe to stay connected with more real-life tales of betrayal and justice. Drop a comment below telling us where you're watching from. We love hearing from our community across the USA, Canada, and around the world. Before I continue, I want to say this is my account of what happened. Names and some details have been changed. What I'm sharing is how I experienced these events. Now, let me tell you how it unfolded. Linda and I met in 1998 at a church picnic in Hammond, Indiana. She worked at the public library. I was an electrician with the county. We married the following spring. We tried for children right away. Year after year, nothing happened. We saw a specialist in Chicago. The doctors ran tests. Everything came back normal, but Linda never got pregnant. By our 10th anniversary, we'd stopped trying. We made peace with it. We had each other. We had our church community. We had a good life. My friend David had been there through all of it. David and I grew up 3 houses apart. We played baseball together in high school. He was the best man at my wedding. When his marriage fell apart in 2006, he stayed in our guest room for 2 months. When my mother died in 2014, he sat with me at the funeral home and didn't say a word, just sat there for 3 hours while I went through her things. That's the kind of friend he was, or the kind I thought he was. In 2019, I had some health problems. My doctor found a growth that needed monitoring. During one of those appointments, he suggested a vasectomy. At our age, with no children, it made sense. Less risk, less to worry about. I told Linda. She agreed it was practical. The procedure was simple. I recovered in a week. Life went on. For 3 years, everything was normal. It started small. David used to come over every Sunday after church. We'd watch football, work on projects in the garage, have dinner. He was family. But in early 2022, the visit stopped. He'd text Linda instead. Running late. Not feeling well. Got caught up with work. I didn't think much of it. David worked construction. His schedule was unpredictable. Then I noticed Linda checking her phone more. She'd smile at messages, then put the phone face down. She started going to the grocery store at odd times. She joined a book club that met on Thursday nights. I'm not a suspicious man. I trusted my wife. I trusted my friend. But when she walked in with that pregnancy test, everything I'd ignored came rushing back. "We need to get you to a doctor," I said, still trying to make sense of it. "If you're pregnant, something went very wrong with my procedure. We should—" "Christopher." She cut me off. Her voice was quiet. "We need to talk about who the father is." The bathroom suddenly felt very small. "What?" She wouldn't look at me. She stared at the test on the counter. I made a mistake. A terrible mistake. I leaned against the wall. My chest felt tight. "With who?" She didn't answer right away. When she finally spoke, her voice was barely a whisper. "David." She told me it started 6 months earlier. A Wednesday afternoon when I was working late on a job in Gary. David had stopped by to drop off some tools. They talked. They had wine. One thing led to another. She said it only happened a few times. She said it didn't mean anything. She said she never wanted to hurt me. But she was pregnant. And it wasn't mine. I asked her to leave the bathroom. I sat on the edge of the tub for a long time. I could hear her crying in the kitchen. I didn't cry. I couldn't. Everything inside me had gone numb. I slept in the guest room that night. And the next night. And the night after that. Linda wanted to talk. She'd wait for me after work, sitting at the kitchen table with red eyes and tissues. I'd walk past her, heat up my dinner, and eat in the garage. David called me 4 times. I didn't answer. On the 5th call, I picked up, "Christopher, man, I'm so sorry. I don't know what to say. It just happened, and..." I hung up. He didn't call again. I didn't yell. I didn't break things. I didn't kick Linda out. I went to work every morning at 6. I came home at 5. I made my own meals. I did my own laundry. I kept the house maintained. I paid the bills. Linda stayed in our bedroom. I stayed in the guest room. People at church noticed we weren't sitting together. Linda stopped coming after a few weeks. I kept going. I didn't explain anything to anyone. In her 4th month, Linda asked if I wanted to go to the ultrasound. No, I said, "Christopher, please. We need to talk about what happens next. What happens next is you have a baby. What happens after that is up to you." She started showing in month 5. I saw her less and less. She'd sleep late, stay in the bedroom most of the day. Her sister from Milwaukee came to stay with her. I met the sister once in the hallway. She glared at me like I was the one who'd done something wrong. It was a Saturday in October. I was replacing the timing belt on my truck when I heard his voice. "Christopher." I didn't look up. I kept working. "Christopher, please. We need to talk about this." "No, we don't. The baby's coming in 2 months. Linda needs support. I need to know if you're going to..." I stood up then. David was 48 years old, but he looked older. His hair had started graying at the temples. He'd lost weight. "What do you want from me, David?" "I want to know what you're going to do. I'm going to finish fixing this truck. Then I'm going to eat dinner. Then I'm going to watch the news. What are you going to do?" He didn't answer. "That baby isn't mine," I said. "What happens to it isn't my problem. You two made your choices. Now you live with them." He left. I went back to work on the truck. My hands were shaking so hard I had to stop. Linda went into labor on December 18th. Her sister took her to the hospital. I was at home. I watched the basketball game. I ate leftover ham. I went to bed at 10. The next morning, there was a text from Linda's sister. "Baby boy, 7 pounds 4 ounces. Everyone's healthy." I deleted it. Linda came home with the baby 3 days later. I heard him crying through the walls. I saw her carrying him to the car for doctor's appointments. I saw David's truck parked outside twice a week. I still lived there. I still paid the mortgage. I still maintained the house. But I didn't speak to Linda. I didn't look at the baby. I moved through that house like a ghost. In February, Linda's lawyer sent me divorce papers. I signed them. No contest. The house was in both our names. She could have it. I found an apartment near the power plant where I sometimes worked shifts. The divorce was final in April 2023. I didn't see Linda or David for a year and a half. I heard updates through people at church. The baby was walking. The baby was talking. David had moved in with Linda. Then in September 2024, I got a call from Linda's sister. "Christopher, I think you should know. David left." "Left where?" "Left Linda. Left the baby. He moved to Arizona with some woman he met online. He's gone." I didn't say anything. Linda's struggling. She can't afford the house. She's working 2 jobs. The baby's in daycare. She needs help. "Why are you telling me this?" "Because she's still your wife in the eyes of God. Because you made vows. We're divorced. Christopher, please." I hung up. 2 months later, I saw Linda at the grocery store. She was pushing a cart with a boy sitting in the front. He was almost 2 years old. He had David's eyes. Linda looked exhausted. Her hair was pulled back in a messy ponytail. She wore scrubs from the nursing home where she'd taken a second job. She saw me. She stopped walking. "Christopher." I nodded and kept walking. "Christopher, wait." I stopped. I didn't turn around. "I'm losing the house. The bank's foreclosing. I don't know what to do." I stood there in the cereal aisle. Other people pushed their carts around us. "That's not my problem anymore, Linda." I know I have no right to ask. But I don't have anyone else. I turned around then. The boy was staring at me with those eyes that looked just like David's. You had David. He's gone. He doesn't send money. He doesn't call. It's just me. Then I guess you know how it feels. I walked away. My hands were steady this time. I'm 54 now. I still live in that apartment. I still work full-time doing electrical repairs. I have my routines. I have my church. I have peace. I heard through someone that Linda moved to Milwaukee to live with her sister. I heard the boy is in kindergarten now. David sent me a message on Facebook last month. I'm sorry for everything. I was wrong. I hope you can forgive me someday. I didn't respond. I didn't block him either. I just left it there, unread but marked as seen. People ask me sometimes if I'm lonely, if I wish things had turned out different. The truth is, I made a decision after Linda walked in with that test. I decided I would not let what they did destroy me. I would not rage. I would not beg. I would not pretend that child was mine or that our marriage could survive. I simply removed myself from their situation. I let them face the consequences of what they'd chosen. Some people think I should have forgiven her. Some people think I was too cold. I don't think about what I should have done. I did what I could live with. That's enough. Thanks for listening, friends. If this resonated with you, please share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more real stories from real people. Take care of yourselves out there.